Hey Shooby-Doodlers, how are you doing? So this is the final piece of artwork for my book Special Delivery, and I've drawn it out and I just about came to paint it. I don't like that, so I made a few adjustments on there, and now I'm going to redraw it. So here we go. So how am I feeling? I'm feeling quite good. It's yeah. So I've got so I'm going up to Edinburgh on Friday, and I've got gigs there next week at the International Book Festival, which I've been to many times before, and I enjoy it immensely. So, so I'm in a tent in the middle of George Square, and with hundreds of school children, which is quite daunting normally. You don't have quite that many, and so let me just get this around there like that. And I'm talking about my book Walker, the Boy Who Can Talk to Dogs. And so which I haven't talked about for a few weeks, and you sort of get a bit rusty. It's holiday time, vacation, school holiday vacation time, and so all the schools are off, and so I haven't been out to a school for a little while, talking about let me just think about this. So that's going to go about there. We're going to want to see his watch about there. So I'm going to have to spend a couple of days just kind of refreshing myself and reminding myself of, is it a routine? I suppose it is a bit of a routine. I kind of pretty much know it off by heart now. Let me have a look here. One of the other reasons I wanted to redo this was that when I drew this, the pen was running out of ink and it's not quite dark enough in the bin. Right, so that's going to go like that. We need the nose. Right, so now I can stretch this out. And if you want to know about the paper and stretching out, click up here and see the video I did about that last week when I was about I think I'd reasonably just started this project, so I've been painting these pictures every day. Click up here to see the whole playlist. And so I'm going to be quite pleased to have finished. I finished on time. Let's zoom in a bit. Oh, yes, I need to brighten that one up a bit, don't I? I got new lights. I don't know if you noticed that, which I'm a lot happier with. So I had planned that I was going to finish this book this week by Thursday, and I was just going to get it all done in design, get the book ready and send it off to the printers. And in fact it's pretty much done. I've been putting all the artwork in, I've been scanning it, and doing any treatment and stuff that I need to do over the last I've been doing that day by day as I've been going on. So in fact the book is pretty much ready. I could get it ready very quickly if I needed to, but I decided I'm not going to do that. My original plan had been to launch on Kickstarter, which is a crowdfunding platform, and I've decided after all I am going to do that. I think at the time I felt I didn't have the energy to put into a Kickstarter thing, but now having actually finished the book, then I feel I can do that, and if I have a little bit of a break as well, I'll sort of go off and do this thing in Edinburgh, and then I can come back to it fresh, and I think it's the thing about Kickstarter. It's kickstarting the project. And the traditional way of children's publishing has been to go to a publisher and say, this is my project, this is what I want to do, and then they go off. Picture books have traditionally been incredibly expensive, and they are still more expensive than a black and white book, but they used to be phenomenally expensive. And now you can print them on demand, and you don't have to carry huge stocks, and one thing and another. And so it used to be that you would go to a publisher and say, look, I got this idea for a book, do you like it? Oh yeah, we like that, great, okay. We can't commit to it though immediately. So then they would go off to book fairs and meet with other publishers around the world and say, do you like this book? And they go, yeah, we like that book. So you get a few publishers together, so they're spreading the initial cost of it, and then they print one load of it. And the thing used to be that they would print all the cyan blue, isn't it, and magenta and yellow, and they print that all in one go, and then they'd change the black layer on the top to different languages. I'll just get this dry. So this is called a co-edition, and so once that deal was all done, then they would then come back to the author or the illustrator, whoever, and say, great, let's do this book, fantastic. And to pay for your time while you're sat there in your studio, we will give you an advance. And so you get an advance payment, which is basically it's partly a payment of good faith, that the publishers mean what they say, and partly it's particularly for illustrators, it's to pay for your time while you sat there painting the pictures. Well, I don't reckon that crowdfunding people like that idea. They don't want to fund your time to sit around and paint and have a lovely time. They want to fund the project, if that makes any kind of sense. So what they will, this is my feeling. So I think crowdfunding people, like on Kickstarter, they want you to have completed the book. So I've done my investment in the project, and I've look, it's done, it's going to happen, and I've invested all this time. And so it's my kind of act of good faith, and so that makes me feel a lot better that I've done that bit, and I can show to people, look, this isn't a pipe dream, it's done, and I have invested my time and effort and everything into this, and I want you to help me invest in it, as it were, to actually get this thing off the ground. And to do that, then I got some extra little things which I'll make it more interesting with. And so I'm not sure about that. Hang on. There. I think we need a bit more darkness. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to do, probably in September when everyone's come back from vacation, because there's no point kind of doing it while everyone's away. I'm just going to do a little kind of wiggle under there. I'll put a bit of pen on the top of that in a moment. So there we go. Yesterday I was talking about what do I think about all day, and I went for a walk in the afternoon. I've made that part of my job description, to go for a walk as much as I can. And it's, you get so many ideas when I walk, and so I do see it as sort of part of the job, because ideas are kind of what I live on, really. And I was thinking, what shall I do next and everything, and then suddenly, and I was thinking about, because I was talking about yesterday, what could I talk about on here. I thought, I bet there's one thing people would really like to know about, is Brexit. And a lot of my viewers are not British. Most of my viewers are American, and then actually the next largest group of my viewers are from India, and then comes the United Kingdom, and then I think Australia, I think. So I imagine there's a lot of people out there keep hearing about Brexit. I imagine you hear about Brexit. I don't know. We hear about nothing else but Brexit on the news and things here. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. And then suddenly it dawned on me, why not write a book? So I got until the end of October. So I thought I could just bang out a book on Kindle, which could be quite funny. Why would I do it? Because I don't know. I think I have a slightly unusual attitude to the whole thing, and basically the whole nation is split now between leavers and remainers. People who want to leave the European Union and those who want to stay. And I'm just kind of right in the middle, and I can see both sides of. I can see both arguments, and I think they're both. They're both kind of valid, but we've got ourselves into a situation where it's a lose-lose situation, whatever we do now, I think, and it's just a real shame. So so I thought maybe my perspective might actually make a different kind of book. Whether I actually do it, I don't know. It depends on time and what else turns up, and how inspired I feel to do it. Maybe I should do it as a YouTube thing, and just like a 2-hour rant. Oh, yeah. Or maybe if I did it as a YouTube thing, that could be a trial to see whether I've got enough ideas to make the book. I don't think the book needs to be long, and I think the thing about it would be, because it's so short, it's such a short time to Brexit, I think the thing would be to just knock it out and see what people think. But of course, it's a very delicate subject in this country. Kind of, you sort of assume that your friends are, it's all about echo chambers. You kind of assume all your friends think the same way as you, and it's quite a shock when you find somebody who thinks differently. And I was in Scotland earlier this year at a book festival and having dinner, and I was sat next to someone quite famous. Scotland voted to remain. Scotland definitely voted to remain in Europe, and as one of the problems is we're probably going to see the destruction of the United Kingdom. Scotland will want to leave the United Kingdom. And so we were having dinner, and as I say, quite a famous person. I was sitting next to quite a famous author. They started talking about Brexit and wanting to leave, and you can see everybody's just jaws drop around the table. There's this more and more right-wing kind of stuff started coming out. And some families are not talking to each other, and it's quite a divisive thing. So there we go. Maybe I should do a video about Brexit, but hey, I've just finished this book. Thanks for watching, and put any comments you want to in the comments box below, and maybe I'll talk about them another day. In the meantime, keep watching, maybe drawing too, and I'll see you next time. You take care now. Bye bye.